Hey guys, Zane here with another one take review, and today I wanted to talk about the new Neupink album, Dopamine Helldreams. This album's title has a period tacked onto the end of it, which automatically means it's going to be interesting in some capacity no matter which genre it is. Dopamine Helldreams is the latest album from indie digital hardcore artist Neupink, whose first debut in 2019 definitely made a bit of wave within the realm of indie electronic music, but really Neupink came into most people's radar with his 2020 first full-length debut album, Fluorescent Art. Although only with a few releases under his belt overall, as he's only been in the music industry for a handful of years under the Neupink name, Neupink's intense style and often grab you by the throat kind of work has understandably caught the attention of a good amount of figures within the underground and indie music scene. Although this is undeniably an electronic-based album, Dopamine Helldreams is very punkish in nature. Of course, digital hardcore is a subgenre deeply related to the punk subgenre of synthpunk, so in turn, basically every Neupink release has, to some extent, been rooted in punk or at least punk-esque sounds. However, Dopamine Helldreams is a powerful punkish record through and through, with only small interludes and the occasional interjection of keys, adding as a sort of relief from the non-stop walls of aggressive noise that make up the vast majority of the album and add in a sheerly relentless energy. Although this energy could have easily gotten out of hand and ultimately acted as detrimental towards the record's overall quality, it's actually what defines Dopamine Helldreams and makes it such a standout release in the niche realm of digital hardcore at the moment. The thing that makes Dopamine Helldreams so unique in style is the fact that Neupink never feels the need to unnecessarily restrain his work in any particular manner. There are a number of artists through a variety of heavier music genres, even outside the realm of electronic music, that seem to get, I guess you could say, cold feet when they approach a heavier or more chaotic sound, but that's certainly not what Neupink does. This ultimately translates to a barrage of incredibly dense passages that are beautifully paired with these definitely more spread out but still very melodic kind of sounds, these interludes that add as, again, a nice break to things and overall makes for something uniquely emotional in a genre that isn't necessarily known for its emotion. Even one of the biggest problems that hardcore electronic music faces on a year-to-year basis, and albums like Dopamine Helldream face, is the fact that there are often times where musicians will sacrifice emotiveness and personal tenderness for the sake of intensity, but this record just doesn't do that. Neupink manages to hold on to the same intensity that makes digital hardcore such an enthralling genre, or I should say subgenre, of music, while still kind of creating his own layering of emotion and his own instrumental storytelling in his compositions that definitely makes Dopamine Helldreams stand out quite a bit. The only thing that I'm not truly in love with regarding Dopamine Helldreams is the occasional addition of vocals from featured artists and collaborators. Most of the cuts off of this album are entirely Neupink instrumentals, which, in my personal opinion, do all the talking that needs to be done. There doesn't really need to be the addition of vocals, but still, there are a couple of tracks here or there that do add in vocal work from, again, additional collaborators besides Neupink, who doesn't contribute any vocals at all. This includes appearances from the likes of Astrophysics, as well as Fax Gang's PK Shellboy, but I don't really think that they really add much to the songs that they belong to. I mean, sure, these appearances are pleasant, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't have that much impact, and in fact, they might even detract from the emotional impact of the instrumentals of these songs that they belong to. Neupink's beauty as an artist isn't necessarily at all within the form of collaborative efforts. The beauty of his art is in his individualistic work. I felt this way about his previous releases under the Neupink name, and I continue to feel just as strongly, if not stronger, than ever before about this on his latest effort. So overall, Dopamine Helldreams is a fantastic effort under the Neupink name, and perhaps the best that has been released under the name so far. Although his time in the music industry under the Neupink name has been very limited, it hasn't really been long since the name debuted, he already has a very solid discography under the pseudonym. It's worth noting that albums as ridiculously emotive and powerful and meticulously crafted as this one tend to be sort of crowning achievements of discographies like this. If that ends up being true in the future 10, 20, 25 years down the line, then Dopamine Helldreams is a fine album to be considered a magnum opus, which is why I'm going to give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Again, it does have some flaws here or there. I can't say that I'm, again, in love with those vocal additions from featured artists, even though the people being featured are very talented individuals. I just personally think that the entire Neupink project is better off on the instrumental front than it is on the collaborative front. But other than that, this is just an intense album. It has just the right amount of interludes to break things up so things don't entirely bleed together. There's a shocking amount of tenderness and emotion deep down in the sort of layers of the record that you may not get upon first listen, and considering most digital hardcore really doesn't need to be understood beyond the first listen or two, this record provides an insane amount of depth and analysis-ready material. So again, Dopamine Helldreams, 4.5 stars out of 5, and with that being said, that's the end of this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.